one. Mark, is it fair to say if you played like that in the first half, you would have got something out of the game?
Without a doubt, yeah. We still should have with the chances that we made second half. But against anybody, you can't play like we did first half. One or two looked lethargic, and it just not good enough. And we've conceded 2 really sloppy goals. Second half, we've had a go. It's not what we're about. Not what we want the team and the club to be about. And it's cost us 3 points. It's cost us a point. It's cost us a defeat, which hurts me, hurts my staff, and I just hope it hurts the players anyway. Somewhere near it hurts me.
Can you explain what happened in the first half? It was a very un-Cheltenham-like performance.
Yeah, it was, yeah, particularly of late. And like I say, I apologised to the supporters for the first half. And second half, the players they've not got any credit with me for that, because the damage was done. If they'd got something out of it, I might be able to give them a little pat on the back. But just because they had a go second half doesn't cut the mustard for me. We should have been right at it from the start. I told them it was going to be a tough game. We warned them, but we just had a lethargic first half performance, and it's cost us.
Is there a sense that you think the players thought it was going to be too easy?
No, I don't think they did. But you know, we changed it slightly. We had a little start at 4-4-2, and it just didn't suit us. You know, we for whatever reason, I decided to try and Jermaine and Kamara a little bit wider. And we didn't work hard enough, and two goals are so poor on our part. You know, for the first one, he's not even had to pull off the back of Troy. He's literally just stood unmarked and guided the header in. And the second one, from a goal kick, that should not be happening. You know, everyone in the ground can see the lad make a run across, and we haven't dealt with it. Second half, like I said, we showed some spirit, but we had to. You know, some decent bits, lots of chances, too many for my liking that went begging. And it's ended up with us getting nothing out of the game. And you know, say first half performance, we probably deserve what we got. So we're disappointed. We have to pick ourselves up quickly now and go again.
A long unbeaten run, of course, and now it's defeats on the bounce. It's just odd, isn't it?
That shouldn't be happening. I know that. You know, so we didn't take him for granted. We're missing David, of course. We are David Noble, but we've got players better than we've got players who can perform better than that. And it's frustrating because, you know, Sammy comes on and looks like a worldie, you know, in the last 20 minutes, 25 minutes. I want to see that from the start, you know, from people. The place is up for grabs now, and it's up to people to nail it down and stop the run of defeats. We've got a tough one away next week at Plymouth. We'll be making sure that we work really hard to do everything we can to turn it around, and I have no doubt we will. But we can't. It's even more disappointing the fact that it was in front of, you know, our home supporters, and they don't want to see that. I certainly don't want to see that. And we've got to improve here, particularly quickly.
Is there any chance David Neville will be back next Saturday?
Yeah, there's a chance. Yeah, we're waiting for some results on Monday, and hopefully maybe stepping back up into training Wednesday. It looks like we need him. You know, I brought him here to play. You know, the last 3 games we haven't had him, we've looked not quite the same side. So, you know, but it's up to whoever I pick next Saturday to make sure that they do the job that keeps them in the team. You know, we're talking about, you know, can we nick a playoff spot? Well, you know, we're not in that form at the moment that says that. So, but 20 games to go, we need to make sure that we sort it out next week. We will, and we'll go and give a really good, professional, solid performance, hard-working performance. It's going to be a tough week for us all.
Does the result today mean you'll step up your efforts to perhaps try and bring somebody else into the squad?
Yeah, perhaps. You know, so we're working on a couple of things right this moment in time. It's not happened. You know, we'll see what comes along over the next few days. I'll be doing everything I can. I'll be making sure I put the work in. The players have now got to make sure that come Plymouth next Saturday, we put the work in. It was about that today. First half, we didn't work hard enough. We didn't do the basics well enough, and to concede 2 goals in the manner that we did was not good enough. So we showed a little bit second half, but we need to show that for 90 minutes. And to be fair to them, we have been doing that of late. You know, we were unlucky last week against Burton, but I don't want to talk about. I'm talking about being unlucky. I want to talk about being a bit unlucky and earning our own luck. And at the minute, I can't do that, which is disappointing.
You're so good at home last year. This year, 14 games,
strange,
3 wins.
Yeah, it's can't quite put my finger on it. That's why I changed systems a little bit today. I wanted to see if we could. We've got 2 wide players who can play, but I don't know why. When we give teams goals like we did, it don't matter what you play, you're always going to be up against it. But I just don't think we worked hard enough today in the first half, and that's not good enough on us as a whole.
And you've played loads of games of professional football, Mark. So fans can forgive a lot, but they can't forgive people not working hard enough.
I can't forgive that enough. It's not hard. It is a little bit of hard work. I question one or two's desire and on the performance, not as lads, not as players, but just today they didn't show me enough. I agree. The least they need to show is, and that's what we've been about for 4 years. Hard work. Yeah, we've been able to play a little bit, but it's been about hard work. And for 45 minutes today, we didn't work hard enough to get anything out of the game.
And presumably you let the players know that.
Yeah, but you can't rollick them every time. They've got to give you answers, and then the answers they give you, they've got to go and put into practice next week. And like I said, it's going to be a tough week for everyone. But it's going to be a week where we knuckle everything down and make sure that we perform like we did in the first half. Like we did in the second half next week at Plymouth.
Mark, thanks so much.
Cheers, Pete.
Mark, those 4 years, you said hard work has been the key, but you've never quite been able to play 4-4-2 well consistently.
Yeah.
Why don't you think that suits your game? Is it the players you got, or is it the
I
style
think,
you want to play?
I think it's I don't know. I'll have to look at it again. I just felt it was a game where we just matched it. They're 4-4-2, we're 4-4-2. Let's match them up. Let's Jermaine and Kamar could cause problems, but like I say, when you concede the goals that we've conceded, particularly the first one, well, both, you give yourselves a mountain to climb, and you raise their tails. They're more confident, and they've got something to hang on to. It was typical, of a away performance where, they from the first minute of the second half, they're time wasting. But we've allowed them to do that, and we'd be stupid, we'd be folly enough not to think that we'd do the same, similar. But and then then he books the keeper in the 93rd minute. What's that going to do? If he does it in the 55th minute, it might quicken the game up and get the tempo going. But listen, I'm not blaming the ref for that, and I'm not blaming their players for that. We've allowed them to slow the game down by conceding 2 goals, and then, like I say, second half we've had a go. We've got the balls into good areas, playing a bit of decent stuff. The attitude was there, the work rate was there, and we created chances, and we created far too many to be talking about a defeat, to be honest. But we're not ruthless enough. When it matters, there was a couple that have rolled across the goalmouth, and how someone's not smashing it home or tapping it in, it's beyond me. But like I say, I can only see it from 50, 60 yards on the touchline. I can't fault their effort second half, but it was just, wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah. Was there anything specific you thought, right, I need to change it now? After about 20 minutes when it wasn't quite working, what weren't they doing that you maybe did when? Because it did improve when he went to the diamond.
Yeah.
Because obviously you're going to miss a player like Noble.
I just thought that they worked harder than us for 20 minutes. Got the goal. We didn't close down. The first goal's come from a throw-in where Sido's fouled them in front of our dugout, fouled Kay in front of our dugout, when I'm screaming at him to get in front of him, not let him. Troy should have been closer. Listen, and they know it. They know in there what I'm after, and why they don't do it sometimes. For me, stop it at source. Stop it up there, rather than a minute later they have a couple of crosses, a bit of pressure, and a cross ends up in the back of your net. So it's stop it up there, and then don't give away silly fouling. It's stuff like that. Our concentration levels and our work effort that's got to be questioned in the first half today. And listen, I'm the one questioning it. I've said that, you know, Accrington have improved, Accrington have put some decent results together. They won't come down here and lie down for us, and we didn't heed those warnings.
Yeah, you said you're not really in the sort of form that's going to get you in the playoffs at the moment. You're 9 points off it. If you were in good form, 9 points doesn't seem like much. When you've lost 3,
we haven't given up on anything. Far from it. But you know, we can't kid ourselves and say, oh, listen, we're still a couple of games away from it. We got to address what we're doing. You know, we've had a great couple of months, November and December. We started this year poorly, and I don't think it'll continue. But we've got to make sure it doesn't. And the only way to do that is, like I say, some proper work again.
Yep.
Not that we haven't been, but they've got to know it matters. It matters to the paying supporters who come and try and cheer them on and try and get behind them. They've got to give them something to go on. You know, second half we gave them a little bit of hope and a little bit of, but that's happened from the start for the last few years, and you know, and over the last couple of months. But it didn't happen today.
Yeah, is Ryan Hall possibility?
I don't know what we're doing, Ryan. It's I don't know how fit he's now, ready. I don't want to talk about that. You know, I'm just talking about today's performance. I'm not sure Ryan Hall would have made any difference because we conceded 2 sloppy goals in the first half and gave ourselves a mountain to climb.
Yeah, all right.
All right,
Cheers.